WAMMBS! It's anime time. We're talking about anime. Here's the patrons again. We got Ari May, He1, Gary Always, Duncan264, Last Thesis, and Drew. I just thanked them, but this is the start of the video. You see how it works. And if you become a patron, you get a monthly podcast. These are our names again. Jade, Bird, Pixie, Corner. And let's get right into it. So this is Smoking Behind the Supermarket with you.
10.
How did you feel about it? 10.
10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Okay, just straight up 10.
Wild. So this anime, we had said we were gonna watch 6 episodes. We ended up all watching 12 because even though they're short, it is a very easy to watch show. You could plow through it in 2 hours at the most. I think.
Yeah, more or less had it on in the background.
Yeah, I would give it
even though it's an anime and I always watch in
Japanese.
It's
a 7 in a positive.
I was thinking like a 7 or an 8. Yeah.
Yeah. 7 light 8. 7 with potential to be an 8, I would say, but it doesn't move very far in these 12 episodes, and I need a little more movement to see.
Yeah.
Not seeing enough movement.
Yeah.
So the things about it that like had me not really having it out of 10, because it's like a pretty show. It's animated well, and like the characters are super enjoyable, and like the dialogue is fun.
The character designs carry this show.
Yeah, the characters are incredibly well done. But what gets talked about between them, I was just like, I wish they broadened into more topics than it just kind of being about how.
Why aren't they talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict?
Yeah, if they get into some fucking geopolitical drama, like
not serious.
No. What the show
they
is kind
smoke
of about,
cigarettes behind the supermarket.
Yeah,
with
the title is pretty literal.
This is very much an Iyashikei show for adults. It is, hey, do you work a brutal fucking job and you have no time for anything? Don't worry.
You have time for cigarettes.
Same goes with this guy. His one thing in life basically is that when he gets the chance, he goes to this supermarket just so that he can go through the line with this one cute girl in it. And it just, seeing her and her great customer service brightens his day. And then at some point, one day, he's looking for a place to smoke. And this girl behind the supermarket's like, hey, you want to come smoke here? This is a chill spot. And so
very obviously the same girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the audience, it's incredibly obvious.
Yes. To anybody normal, it would be incredibly obvious. But this man has a single target obliviousness. I think because he's built up such a mythology in his head about the girl at the supermarket that he just can't imagine her being so different from who she is.
Which that is the most interesting element of it, because clearly she like picked up on that immediately, and that's why she's so afraid of telling him the same person.
I think she just respects the bit, I think
because it's like the last episode was definitely her being like I really want to just tell him, and then like we can be together, but like she seemed like she was incredibly hesitant, because if she did, then it's like, is he actually going to accept me? Which they also cover in like episode 6 or so, where she asks him like, if somebody had like a different side, would you still accept them? And he just says yes.
Yeah, he's clearly into both of them. Like,
well, and I would say that initially he's a little more scared of Smoker version. I wish I remembered the 2 names that she gives herself, but
Yamada and Tamara.
Tamara. Okay, so he's initially a little bit more scared of Tamara, and then he starts to realize, she's like a good person too. And then I trust Shade. He remembered them off the top of his head and rattled them off with confidence. But
I don't know.
He starts off feeling a little bit more like off-put by her, like, because, she's a smoker in a leather jacket and she talks in a low voice, and he only ever sees her in the context of hanging out behind the supermarket. And supposedly she also works there and is friends with Yamada, but he never sees her in the market, and just can't imagine them being the same person, and so doesn't. But as he warms up to her, it starts to feel like, he's got feelings for both of them. And even when he sees, like, there's one time he finally sees her in that spot as Yamada, and she performs the character, but he also sees like a slightly different side of her that makes him start to go, maybe she's got
a playful side,
interiority too. She's not just this, kind of character I've made up of who she is.
And then you find out in the last episode that like he played a part in creating
The customer
He
service.
Yamada
planted it
character.
in her, and like
I
neither
was
one of
so
them
afraid.
knows.
I was so afraid that started up. I was like, no, he didn't groom her, did he?
In
Like-
a way, he did.
Well, but no,
Positive
because
grooming.
they specifically made it this disconnection because it's like she's 16.
Yeah.
Well, so throughout the show she's 24, which
Yeah.
they reveal at some point, and
He's 45.
He's seemingly around 40. Do they say his age?
I read the Wikipedia for this show. He's 45.
Oh, okay. So it must be like explicitly stated at some point because he has a conversation with the manager who says that she's 40,
Yeah.
and he just says, "Oh, you're around my age."
The manager's my favorite character.
Yeah, she's
She's
awesome. But so there's like an 8-year like
Time skip.
flashback in the last episode where it's like showing her figuring out her customer service skills, and he ended up being the one that like helped her.
Because she
And-
was being belittled / stalked by a different customer who
Yeah.
would just show up and be really, really mean
The
to
very
her.
real scene.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, oh no, like he's been watching her since she was 16. But no, they ended up literally being like, oh, he stopped coming because they removed the smoking spot in front of it. So like
Yeah.
they both just forgot about each other. And
It
so
does seem a little
he
like
didn't notice her until she was probably like 22 or
it's
something.
weird that they don't clarify like why he came back to the supermarket. Like how long was the gap between
Yeah, they never really do,
him
but
seeing her originally, forgetting about her, and becoming in love with
seemingly
her
it's long
customer
enough
service.
to have forgotten about her. Because I was thinking about, I was like, how does he not remember this? Like this
Yeah.
is like,
How does she not remember who he
they,
is?
yeah, they both.
I mean, she
It's like a
basically
really
does
long-
remember who he is.
but she doesn't know it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, it's kind of implied in the final scene that she was asking the manager, like that it was current Yamada, and she was asking the manager, like, "Hey, do you remember that guy?"
hmm.
And the manager going like, "No, why would I remember that?"
Yeah.
Based manager.
But yeah, aside from that, it's just a goofy comedy about this guy hangs out with this smoker girl behind the thing, and they have all these conversations. It takes place over the course. These 12 episodes are over like 6 months to a year or something like
Yeah.
that. Like a ton of time passes. So assumably we don't see every single meeting they have, but their meetings are always 5 to 10 minutes long, and they're not every day because
Yeah.
sometimes he's too swamped with work. So it's like they only get little snippets of each other.
To circle back to what I was saying,
Yeah.
so now that we've explained the show, is that like most of their interactions are kind of just about him liking Yamada,
Mm.
or like just some thing where it's just like he's got some kind of connection with Yamada, or like just like something small. I'm like, we never really get them talking about things that friends would talk
Well,
about.
they talk about work. So there's
They do
that.
talk about work
Like,
a lot.
They both
Yeah.
decompress like specific moments where work hits them really hard, and the other person kind of encourages them. And so I would say those are the
I guess
moments
that's
where their
true.
relationship really deepens.
They share body mists.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really cute.
Yeah.
She gives him smoking advice. I mean, what this show is like kind of about and for is people who live incredibly straightforward lives because it is mostly work. Like this guy doesn't have anything else to talk about. He just grinds work all day. He's got a long
Yeah.
commute, he's got long hours at work, and the only thing that he does outside of that is smoke with this girl for 10 minutes, or
He
or go
drinks
see-
also.
Yeah, drink.
He does also drink.
beer, but like that's just to get himself to downwind after work. But like, and this is a type of person that is commonplace in Japan, and that there is a lot of anime about characters like this. But this is like the most pared down. Like there's nothing more to him. It's not like Agretsuko where she has all these weird adventures with all these flashy characters outside
Yeah.
of the basic work drama. Like man works and the girl works too. So
It's
like
a very grounded show.
yeah. And it's just a fantasy for like I mean, I would assume the audience is meant to be either middle-aged men who are thinking, what if I ran into some hot 20-something who was super cool and fell in love with me? Or 20-somethings who are thinking,
What if I ran into a dopey 45-year-old guy who I could
who's actually super sweet and I because for me, you know, as a bisexual anime watcher, both characters are like, yeah, would. Like they're both like attractive, they have good personalities, they're likable. Neither one has like a negative trait really, other than that like they work too much and get stressed, I guess. Smoking. Oh.
He thought he had lung cancer.
That is really funny. And like actually the best parts, my favorite
I was
scenes
like,
are like
I was like, there's no fucking shot that he had, because he's like, oh,
he's gonna
actually,
quit
my
smoking. Yeah.
my health is better than the average for my age. It's like, dude, you don't exercise, you're stressed all day, and you smoke. What the fuck? They're lying.
The fact that as soon as
He's
he
just
finds
built
out,
different.
as soon as he finds out he's not gonna immediately die from
Yeah,
smoking,
he just
he goes
smokes
right
again.
back to smoking. But yeah, like my favorite parts are like the realizations she has that this man is in his 40s and is like in worse health and
He's
worse
a dog.
energy and like
I thought it was crazy that they were like, yeah, he doesn't know how to use a smartphone. I was like,
That
I
was
don't
funny.
know, 40.
yeah.
45
funny.
even is like,
But
there's
he's also
people
just
using smartphones.
it's not just that he's old, it's that he's the type
Naive.
of person, yeah, he's really naive and
Yeah.
slow to adapt. And so like, you know, his friend who's his age at work has smartphone and it's like, why
Yeah.
are you using a fucking flip phone? What's wrong with you? You know? And it's like,
Don't you know you can read the news on a smartphone?
and
He's like, whoa.
he literally is like, well, my phone still works, so why would I replace it? Like that's definitely a type of a guy. And I think it's fun when Tamara, who obviously is into him, but she kind of has to second guess for a second, just like, man, he is like an old fucking guy.
Yeah, he's
like,
pretty fucking
do
old.
I really want to, you know? But then he's just such a nice guy. How
Adobe
could you
40
not?
something that's sweet and available. Yeah,
exactly.
You know, they're
Dopey,
I
sweet
think
40-year-olds.
I think
in your
40s
area.
is the age where there's plenty available.
What?
That's where like divorces
Where
start
they've already
happening.
divorced?
Yeah, like that's where they're like
Well,
looking for their
that's
second
a big
marriage.
question I have. Is this guy a fucking virgin? Like, surely he's been
That
with
is something where I
someone,
was
right?
just like, I was like,
Is
this
he
guy
the
is this guy a
40-year-old?
40-year-old virgin?
Because he's got that
All I
very-
have are these bags of sand.
like he is very much an anime character in the sense of he is so hands off and like
Yeah.
easily embarrassed, and like if she even gets near to him, he's like, you know, overloaded, and it doesn't even make it like seedy. It's not like, oh, and then he went home and jacked off. Like a lot of anime will do that. This does not even do that. He's just a cutie pie with a high sensitivity, and as far as we know, there's nothing wrong with him.
Did
But
you
yeah, I don't
know
know. It's
different brands of cigarettes tell you different things about your personality?
What brand of
Bird.
cigarette do you smoke?
We need you to go in depth about this because you're the one who gave this a 10, and I think Shade
It's
and I's
just
opinion
really
is both-
great. It's super
Yeah, it's-
comfortable. It's fun to watch. I kept making the next episode go burr. It was cute. It made me feel warm and fuzzy inside. For what this show is, it's a 10.
Why is the store manager your favorite character?
Because she's funny.
In what way?
She vapes and is obsessed with stupid romance manga and has decided that these two characters are her new stupid romance manga.
Yes, the fact that she like basically lets them continue with what they're doing on the premise that I want to see what happens. You
Yeah.
know, like
I mean, yeah, she's also 40 something. She's just like, oh, I need something entertaining going on. Like, what else do I got?
The other store
She has a
clerk,
great
the
voice and
old
temperament.
lady, is also a very fun
yes,
character.
she is a total G-MILF.
Sure.
Oh yeah,
I kept thinking like
Gmail.
it
Grandmother I'd like to fuck.
I thought it was just Gilf.
You sure?
that's guy I'd like to fuck, isn't it? I don't know.
Dilf.
That's dad. Anyway, the old woman, it's funny because like in the first episode, and I think it happens again, where he's looking forward to seeing Yamada, but then the old lady is like standing in for her and he's like disappointed. I'm like, she's just as cute. What's wrong with you?
Don't you appreciate customer
And
service?
probably a smaller age gap.
She probably
Yeah.
is married, but you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. How do you feel about the age gap? Does that bother you at all?
Maybe a
24,
little
40,
bit, only because like it's
There's
like
a massive age gap.
yeah, it's because 45 puts him older than most of the like oldest people at the workplace I work at, in any of the
Yeah.
workplaces I've worked at.
Hmm.
And the girl is the same age as my girlfriend. Which is just strange to picture.
I feel like it would it would feel weirder if the show didn't kind of address it in the fact that she like literally is realizing how old he is and stuff, and if it never suggested that could be a problem for her, then I would be more like, this is kind of a weird like fantasy for old men. But it's like, no, she is not deterred by that.
They could have
and, like,
easily just made him 35.
They could have, but
maybe that's just not realistic for the
type of position he's
for
in.
like Japan. Yeah, like the demographic.
I think it's more of I think the age gap is part of the point, because I don't know if you know the term Oyaji Moe, basically meaning like old man Moe, but this guy has Oyaji Moe in spades.
Yeah.
And like I said, for me, I mean, I'm 35, so I'm right in between their two ages. So for me, either one, I'm like, well, she's a bit young, but she does have a really mature personality. And he's a bit old, but he does have a really naive and young personality. So like with both of them, I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel too far away from either of these characters to imagine dating them. Maybe I would if I was 45, but I'm not that guy, And so,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd like to see why she started smoking, because that's not a very common thing anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
and
in Japan, it's still big.
it's still somewhat, but I think so. Just to get a little bit into the insidious underbelly of this, there is some kind of big push going on to get Asians back into smoking again, I think.
You're thinking that just because of the cat show that everyone thinks, because like every single person that I brought up that I was like, yeah, we're talking about smoking behind the supermarket with you, they thought I was talking about the cat smoking.
So there's a show called The Chainsmoker Cat that came out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Chainsmoker Cat is about a
Chain-smoking
really
cat.
hot cat girl who lives in a disgusting apartment and is just the most filthy, atrocious person imaginable.
Wood.
And yeah, exactly. It's much more raunchy than this.
That's your hear me
show.
out cake.
But like, so you've got two shows, both of which had a lot of marketing behind them, because like everyone's heard of these two shows somehow. In a world where anime doesn't get talked about at all, everyone knows about Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You and Chainsmoker Cat. And also, like, I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos that are like, I smoked every type of Chinese cigarette, and like,
Hell yeah.
all these smoking videos are coming out, and I'm just like, okay, somebody's putting money into this, because this doesn't happen by accident. Smoking's dying. It's a problem for cigarette companies. Cigarette companies are clearly putting money into artwork about cigarettes.
Anime.
And anime is a good place to do it because it appeals to the youth.
Well, it's probably also not as
Anime is a Japanese
Findable.
colloquialism that gets you to smoke.
yeah.
It's probably less findable, yeah. In terms of, you mean like they're probably not illegal to put money into the advertising, which
well, and also just portraying smoking at all is kind of frowned upon with live action. Because the actor either has to be a cigarette smoker or not actually smoke cigarettes, and regardless, it's seen as like risque and bad. This is cartoon.
Yeah, I think it definitely. Anywhere in the world, there are still shows that have smokers in them. But anytime a show is pushing smoking, I can't help but think a smoking company is spending money on this, because they do that. That's just like, advertising is where most of the money goes to in terms of making, that industry work.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck medical ads. Bring smoking ads back.
Yeah, let's start smoking.
Smoking ads. I'm not even.
It's really funny. So.
Haruko said, I've been hearing that youngins are moving away from vapes and smoking more cigarettes.
Oh, based.
I'm telling you, it's the ad campaigns. They're reminding everybody that smoking looks cool.
I moved into the service side, right?
Oh my god. Every time I go back there and there's like 4 of them crouching out by that back door smoking cigarettes, I'm like, God, I could go for a cigarette right now.
So every single one of them smokes cigarettes.
Like everyone
vapes.
in service?
Yeah, everyone back there.
Huh.
Bert and I used to have a post-WAMMBS smoke most of the
actually
time.
Tony doesn't, but so everyone else smokes cigarettes. No one's vaping. And I'm just I remember Dad talking about the service manager and how he's like old school and he still smokes cigarettes.
I mean,
super weird.
He
and I was
is
like,
super old school.
He
He wears a leather
school,
jacket and
yeah.
smokes cigarettes.
He's definitely like the Fonz, but like he he smoked cigarettes, and he was saying that as like one of the things that makes him old school. And I was like, Dad, they all smoke cigarettes. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, all of them. They all walk to the back door and they fucking pull out a cigarette. I was like, it's weird.
So
maybe I need to get to the service department then.
Our dad was a smoker, like a hardcore smoker for like 30 years, and he quit like 10 years ago, maybe 15, something like that. And he's very proud of it, and he's very idealistic about the idea that the world is moving away from smoking. So I think that's why
almost everyone in the dealership smokes
or consumes nicotine in some way.
But it's mostly Zyn and vape.
Yeah.
But the service department specifically all smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
Well, it's easier for service to smell like cigarettes because no one is sitting in close proximity to them forming judgments based on the fact that they smell or do not smell like cigarettes.
Yeah. Which is discussed in this.
Well, anyway, that's my piece on that.
I think we're good.
I think we all agree this show is good.
Yeah, it's a 10.
Bird really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it all the way through. It didn't spark strong emotions in me, and I really wanted the two characters.
It didn't light the cigarette in your soul?
Not quite. And like, I spent the whole thing being like, okay, I get it. They're cute. Are they gonna fuck? Like, are we gonna? Is this gonna happen, or is it always gonna be smoking?
Which is why you should watch. I can't remember the name.
Oh,
I
meant to mention that the whole, like, the way she's waiting for him to figure out that it's the same person reminds me a lot of Someone Hurts, where it's like
Kaguya-sama Love is War.
Where
do they fuck in that?
Yeah.
Oh.
The way that like in Someone Hurts, she's like, oh, the day that you become funnier than me is the day we'll start dating, and she's just like cataloging it in her mind because she's clearly in love with him, but she has to wait for this arbitrary goal she set up. Same thing going on in this show, where she's clearly decided, well, you know, how could I date a guy who can't even tell I'm me? But then there's that point where the manager's like, why don't you just tell him? And she's like, oh, you're right. You know, like, I could just do that. I thought that was
that wouldn't be as fun.
All right, that's it.
Closed.